Hello friends. Today I'll tell you the story of a man who started with candy and turkeys and became the first dollar billionaire in history. Ready to learn how an ordinary guy from a small town changed the world? Then buckle up. We're going back in time. The hero of today's story is a symbol of wealth and hard work. By 1880, he controlled 90% of US oil. The first dollar billionaire in history, 1916. He never drank alcohol or smoked. At the age of 23, he earned his first $100,000 by selling grain during the Civil War. He paid the children 10 cents for every fly they caught on the farm. He slept for 5 to 6 hours a day and believed that this was the key to longevity. John Rockefeller was a very rich man. He is famous in history. But how did a boy from a small town become the richest man in the world? Let's go back to the beginning. John was born in New York on July 8, 1839. He grew up in a religious family. They were Baptists. As a boy, John liked to buy and sell things. He bought candy and sold it to his sisters for more money. He raised turkeys in his yard and sold them to neighbors. At age 13, he saved $50. He gave it to a farmer. The farmer paid him back with extra money, 7.5% interest. His mother taught him to save money and not waste it. He was already thinking like a businessman, but school wasn't his path. After high school, John did not go to college. He took accounting classes. He wanted to work with numbers. Soon he got a job. He worked as an assistant accountant at a company called Hewitt & Tuttle. John was very good with numbers. He wrote down every cent he earned and spent all his life. But he was not happy with his salary. It was too low, so he left. Then came the moment that changed everything. In 1861, the American Civil War started. John saw a chance to make money. Before the war, he started a company with Morris Clark. The company sold food like hay, meat, and grain. They made good money, but after the war, they needed a new idea. And that idea was about to explode, literally. That idea was oil. People used kerosene lamps. They needed oil for light. John saw this. He met a chemist named Samuel Andrews. Together with Clark, they started an oil company. John's money grew fast, but Clark did not want to put in more money. They fought. John bought the company from Clark for $72,500. He started Standard Oil. Clark said, John only believed in two things, his church and oil. Now he had full control. But what he did next shocked the entire country. Standard Oil had a big plan. John wanted to be the best. Many people looked for oil. He gave workers shares in the company. If the company did well, workers got more money. Standard Oil did everything. Found oil, cleaned it, moved it, and sold it. John talked to train companies. He got cheap prices to move his oil. This saved money. He made more profit. He told other oil companies, join me or close. Many joined him. Standard Oil became very big. It controlled almost all oil in America. But the bigger he got, the more enemies he made. Later, cars needed gasoline, not kerosene. John changed his company. He made gasoline. He got richer. People drew pictures of his company like an octopus. It had arms everywhere. And then, in 1890, the government struck back. But in 1890, a new law came, the Sherman Antitrust Act. It said big companies must break up. A writer, Ida Tarbell, wrote a book. She said John was not fair. Her book made people angry. In 1911, the court broke Standard Oil into 34 small companies. You'd think this was the end. But for Rockefeller, it was just the beginning of something even bigger. But John still had a lot of money. In 1918, he was the richest man in America with $1.2 billion. When he died, he had $1.4 billion. The small companies grew big again. Some are Chevron, Exxon, and Mobil today. John made the oil world in America. His family is still rich. His son, John Jr., paid for the UN building in New York. He helped build the Empire State Building. His grandson David lived to 100. He had $3 billion. His brother Nelson was governor and vice president. The family gives money to help people. They gave $100 million to a museum and a university. One man, one idea, a legacy that still runs the world today. Subscribe to our channel and wait for new stories.